Hey guys, welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And on today's episode, what are we going to be covering, buddy?
We are going to discuss our favorite horror directors.
Ooh. Nice little themed episode.
Yeah,
We haven't done one of these in a while.
Yeah, mix it up a little bit.
Scooby-Gooby.
And as always, just remind you to like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yep.
We are also available on Spotify. You can find us on Instagram, J Squared Horror Podcast, link tree in the bio. New episodes every Thursday.
Every single Thursday, we try our best, no matter what is thrown at us, to bring you guys amazing horror content.
We do.
Oh, man. So, buddy, what is one of your lower tier directors that you would like to mention?
Let's see. I'm going to start off with Alfred Hitchcock.
Hitchcock?
Yeah.
What? Lower tier Hitchcock?
Yeah. Well, that's just my personal opinion. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Lower tier Hitchcock. I got two more.
Obviously, we got basically three in mind,
Yeah.
but we're just going to kind of bounce around.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite Hitchcock movie? No, fuck that. What's your least favorite Hitchcock movie?
Birds.
Okay, what's your favorite Hitchcock movie?
Rear Window.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. See, now, the reason why The Birds doesn't do it for me, I just find it so hard to watch. I think it's very boring.
Dude, I am terrified of birds.
Okay.
Like the animal.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just this movie,
just actual
but like
birds.
we always seem to bring up Busch Gardens sometimes, but fuck it, here we are. There's this little fucking thing you can walk through at Busch Gardens,
Okay.
where there are fucking free birds that can fly around.
Yeah,
And
being outside.
no, but you're in an enclosed structure
With birds?
Yeah, in a cage almost. It's terrifying, dude.
It's like birdcage.
It's a really big bird cage
Okay.
that people can walk through. Birds for me is scary because somehow I am just terrified of birds.
Okay.
So birds from Hitchcock fucking fucks me up, dude.
All right.
Because it's scary.
Yeah.
So what about Rear Window is what makes that such a top tier Hitchcock film for you?
The suspense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jimmy Stewart's character who is watching from across the alleyway and just seeing his neighbor kill his wife.
Yeah.
Then as it goes on, you pick up that the neighbor knows that Jimmy Stewart has seen him kill his wife, and just that constant suspense of not knowing, well, is he going over there? And there's certain scenes where it's hard to explain. It's just, honestly, it's
Top tier.
the suspense. It's just, it builds up so much, which is a big thing for Hitchcock.
Hitchcock is huge on suspense.
Yeah. So Psycho, obviously.
Yeah. So where does Psycho fall?
Next
Next in line?
for me, next in line.
Okay, yeah. As long as you mention Psycho, I'm gonna be happy.
It's to me right under Rear Window. Yeah.
I love that because most modern horror fans or intro horror fans need to know about a movie like Rear Window.
Yeah.
Because it is top tier.
Yeah, and I watched it a month ago.
Okay. It still holds up.
Still holds up.
That's crazy.
It is just as suspenseful to
So
me.
should we do an episode on Rear Window
We
one
should.
day?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
fuck yeah, let's do it, dude.
All right.
I haven't seen it since I was young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen it prior to watching it a month ago in years.
Yeah.
But I remembered it because it stuck out to me even when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So now rewatching it still holds up.
I watched it probably around 10 or 11.
Yeah.
So
I think I was around the same age.
I'm a bad person. If you were to fact check me right now, I would fall on my face. Straight up.
All right. So what about you? What's the director for
I
you?
have an honorable mention.
Okay.
Edgar Wright.
Okay.
Because he hasn't done too much in horror.
Okay.
But obviously one of my top tier horror movies of all time is Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
But also At World's End.
Okay.
I know it's not necessarily considered horror, but it's definitely a sci-fi bro comedy.
Okay, yeah.
But the way he shoots stuff like deserves respect. Mm-hmm. Especially like it's an Edgar Wright film as soon as you watch it.
Yeah.
Like a Baby Driver is like probably one of his bigger. Mm-hmm. A lot of people know that one. It's not horror, so I'm not going to talk about it. But like Shaun of the Dead kind of started and like really personified his abilities as a director with those like quick cuts, those like the shower scene or like the bathroom scene where he shuts the mirror and there's something behind it, and like the teeth brushing scene, like all of that Edgar Wright stuff, like. It matters. It's important.
Yeah.
So I had to honorably mention him.
Okay.
But I'd say if I was to like think about a top 3,
okay,
I would say Wes Craven would come in
at the bottom.
At the bottom.
Wow.
Yeah. Wes Craven has done some amazing things.
Mm-hmm.
I love Wes Craven. Obviously, Scream,
mm-hmm.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are quintessential horror films.
They are.
And they are amazingly directed. They save, like Freddy Krueger is known for saving New Line Cinema.
Yeah.
Like I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
But for me personally,
mm-hmm.
those are bottom rung.
Wow.
Yeah. Because there are 2 other people in my head,
mm-hmm.
if we're basically doing a top 3.
Yeah.
That honestly just beat them out because of the cinematography and the storyline. Mm-hmm. Like Scream is huge, but there are definitely some things that I don't like about Scream.
Okay.
Nightmare on Elm Street is great, but there are some things that could be better. And I love what he did. I love his abilities. I'm not, obviously this is a top 3 conversation. There's a lot of horror directors out there.
Yeah, sure.
So the fact that he made the top 3 for me is important because he's quintessential in classic horror for me.
Okay. All right. So my number 2 is Wes Craven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what brings Wes Craven above for you, Alfred Hitchcock, which is a huge fucking statement, mind you.
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock, like we wouldn't have Wes Craven without Alfred Hitchcock. So like what do you think? Like what makes Wes Craven number 2 for you?
I think for me it's just because a lot of his movies I watched like growing up.
Yeah. They were for guys that are in their 30s. They're very big parts of our lives.
Yeah, so Scream obviously.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
We had an episode about it.
The original Hills Have Eyes.
He did the original Hills Have Eyes?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which is my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Is it your favorite Wes Craven movie?
I would say I think Scream my favorite Wes Craven movie.
Scream original.
The original Scream.
Okay.
Well, I think he did the first 4 anyway, but
did he really do the first 4?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's why he's number 3. You just solidified my list.
Hey. They can't all be hits.
But yeah.
There's a movie Cursed he did. I thought was pretty good.
Okay.
There's another one, Red Eye.
What's that one about? An airplane movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Based off the title.
Yeah. But yeah, and I think just the fact that he was the creator of 2 major franchises, Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream.
Yeah.
That
you're right. That's a huge nod in his favor because they're drastically different.
They're very different.
Yeah, they're like you got Scream. It's like a goofy, like joking horror movies and tropes and all of that, and then you got Nightmare on Elm Street that literally almost like follows tropes, like kill for kill.
So you see him on 2 different ends of it.
Yeah,
you see him like doing the tropes, then see him 12 years later making fun of said tropes.
Yeah,
but then at the same time, pretty much reinventing horror in the 90s.
Yeah.
So, because it was in a lull.
Yeah.
In the 80s, it's super popular. With
slashers and all that. Yeah.
It goes in the lull, and then Scream kind of jolts it back up. So he's on both ends of it.
Yeah. I mean, definitely to be able to be a guy that jokes those movies from the 80s.
Yeah.
And for you to make it so successful, I mean, we were just talking about the potential for number 6 coming out.
Yeah.
And I know that's just created off of him. They just created off of his idea. So, yeah, you can't not help but mention him in a top tier horror director list.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
My number 2 is going to be John Carpenter.
That's your number 2?
That's my number 2.
Wow.
So as you guys know, as fans of the podcast, thank you guys so much for listening in. Halloween, 1978.
Yeah.
But then you got The Thing.
Oh, that's his best movie.
Yeah, which is, in your opinion, is his best movie. In my opinion, Halloween 1978 is. We've talked about it before, but definitely because of the low budget, what he was able to do with what he had sets him apart in a big way. Yeah. Especially from a guy like Wes Craven. Like, I respect what Wes has done, but John Carpenter, what he was able to do in creating the Halloween franchise, and I know he didn't like necessarily where it went, and he didn't want it to always go that way, sticking with Michael Myers. And then you got The Thing, which is, like, in my opinion, the best alien style movie of all time. You can't, like, The Thing needs to be mentioned more, people. All right, because, like, of course, Alien gets a lot, and, like, other, extraterrestrial type movies. E.T. is mentioned sometimes, but, like, the fact that alien becomes things that you know and you love, and you don't necessarily know how to beat it, and it's like you're in a world that seems unworldly, but it's here. It's in our planet. Like, that is terrifying. Yeah. Like, it's not like that, it's a space, like, we don't see the space shuttle bringing it back like an alien, and it's like E.T.'s kind of more kid friendly, and like,
I've never seen E.T.
You've never seen E.T.?
No, it does interest me.
I mean, I get that for you. Yeah. Like, you're definitely, like, for me, I haven't seen E.T. since I was a whippersnapper.
I think I vaguely know the plot of it.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously know E.T. Phone Home, like, but, it's like, as far as extraterrestrial movies, alien movies of that time, like, The Thing needs to be mentioned more.
I agree.
It is insane. The cast is almost perfect. The storyline is perfect. It's terrifying. Yeah. The practical effects, don't get me started on John Carpenter's abilities for practical effects in his movies. Now, obviously, he hires people to do it, but in his movies, the practical effects are amazing. They are. Because they remade The Thing modernly, and it's trash. It's like a 2 or 3 on the rating scale for us.
Way too much CGI.
Way too much CGI.
Yeah, not a fan.
So it's like for me, I think for us, a big part of, like, directors and, like, movies that we appreciate is the ability to successfully do a practical movie so fucking well. And John Carpenter's name should pop into your head when you think of that, especially with Halloween and The Thing. Yeah. So that, for me, is why John Carpenter comes in at number 2. Okay. I mean, it's definitely a stronger advocate for number 1, but I have somebody else in mind. Okay. So who is Jake's number 1 horror director of all time? Not to put any pressure on you, buddy.
John Carpenter.
He's your number 1.
My number 1.
Correct me then. Correct me on what I said for number 2 then.
Well, me personally, Halloween, great movie.
Obviously.
The Thing, in my opinion, is best movie. But then I like some of the smaller scale, like Christine. Yeah. Love that. Yeah. I like The Fog is probably my second favorite John Carpenter movie.
So The Fog, Halloween.
Then Halloween, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit. Just hurt my feelings.
And just the look of his movie, like you mentioned before, cinematography.
Yeah. Yeah.
Special effects.
Yeah.
It's like, when you're watching a John Carpenter movie. And what I love about it is the fact that him didn't sell out completely to Hollywood.
No. it's a very good example of sticking true to himself.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a movie my way. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like was it They Live?
Was that Carpenter?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Love that movie.
That's a great movie.
That's great.
Is that coming at 4 or 5? Where's that coming in?
That's probably right under Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, They Live is crazy.
His movies, they're all different.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, it's a Carpenter movie because it's always say John Carpenter's.
Yeah, John Carpenter's blah, blah, blah.
Whatever it is, but just the look of it. And what's crazy is for you to know it's a Carpenter movie, but them all take place in like different universes, it seems like.
Yeah.
To me, it says a lot about him as a director.
Yeah.
And what he can do with material.
Yeah, he doesn't have to follow like a niche.
Yeah.
Or like a...
it's not like an outline to every John Carpenter movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, you're number one.
My number one.
Can I guess who it is?
No.
Okay.
Because you're going to guess it.
Okay.
My number one.
Uh-huh.
Is Mr. Jordan Peele.
I figured it was.
Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. Yes, he's newer. Yes, he doesn't have the skin in the game as much as some of the other guys we mentioned. But what he's been able to do with the 3 movies that he has directed, written, and produced have all been art. So like you were saying for John Carpenter, you know it's a John Carpenter film because it says John Carpenter's blah, blah, blah. You know it's a Jordan Peele film because it says Jordan Peele blah, blah, blah. But the difference between Get Out, Us, and Nope are their own little universes. They're their own movies.
Yeah, just like with John Carpenter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But Jordan Peele has done something, modern speaking, I guess maybe Andy Machete and some others.
Okay.
I can't really even think of some big modern horror guys that have hit back to back to back. Like even if you just look at, I hate saying it, but the Rotten Tomatoes scores, I'm pretty sure it's like 88, 87, 88. Okay. Which for horror flicks is huge. Because that means not only did you get the scares done right, but you meet the modern criteria of a story or a plot line, which is what a lot of modern horror lacks. They go for jump scares and gore and over CGI most of the time. Okay. Jordan Peele, up until Nope, hasn't had that big of a budget. And I don't think, have you not seen Nope yet?
I have not seen Nope yet.
All right, so I'm not going to ruin that for you.
Okay.
But what Jordan Peele's able to do with an actual budget, which he finally got in Nope, it's like his Hollywood blockbuster deal.
Okay.
He still stays true to himself, like I would imagine John Carpenter would do.
Okay.
So he doesn't lose it because he got the money. He still makes a beautiful film. And then you add in the fact that, like, there's an issue in most cinema, let alone horror, where an African American or a black lead doesn't get the recognition they deserve. It's a problem in Hollywood.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. So the fact that he does it in a sense where it's not obvious that, like, he's just going with black actors and actresses. There are still white people in the movie. There are still other ethnicities in the movie. But the leads, those actors and actresses, are fucking phenomenal.
They are, yeah.
And you can use movie to movie comparisons because he will use the same actors and actresses. So it shows their abilities to play different roles.
Yeah.
And that, for me, is huge because you have horror, which is notoriously just horror movies. Like, they don't get any recognition.
Yeah.
But you can't deny it with movies like what Jordan Peele has created. And it's not uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Of course, if you have your own issues, I can't speak on behalf of you guys or whoever might have issues with Jordan Peele movies, but it's legitimate art that I'm getting to witness as a humongous horror fan, and he does it very, very well today, and I have to give him props for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that. First, giving him props. He is doing something totally different.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, what is it? The last main black lead was Candyman.
Yeah.
There's usually tropes in all horror films where it's like they are usually like the athletic and they die. They put up a little fight and they die.
Yeah.
Whereas Jordan Peele has now taken it and they are the finals. They are the finals. Yeah. And that's exciting. It's cool. It's something different.
Is.
Yeah.
It definitely is different. It is.
And I'm not saying that to seem woke or like cool or like hip. Mm-hmm. But like for me as a horror fan, I legitimately enjoy his storytelling and his plots. Okay. Like they're not forced down your throat. Mm-hmm. There are certain people that can take it a certain way, but ultimately most people come to the same agreement of what Jordan Peele's going for.
Yeah. I feel like I just need just a couple more.
Yeah.
Solid Jordan Peele movies, horror movies.
Yeah.
And then I may adjust my rankings.
Now, with that said, I showed you the tweet that happened.
Yeah.
So there was a guy on Twitter that said Jordan Peele is the greatest horror director of all time.
Was it you?
It wasn't me, but there was a guy that had said this and it gained some traction. And then Jordan Peele came back and was like, hey, yo, like, put your keyboard down. Yeah. Like, don't come at my boy John Carpenter like that, which I respect John Carpenter.
Yeah.
What he did when he did it is amazing. Mm-hmm. He was number 2 for a reason. Okay. I just personally have Nope fresh in the fucking noggin right now. Mm-hmm. It is a damn near perfect film for me.
Almost a perfect
film for me. So,
but that's how I feel about The Thing.
I know, and I would love. We need to go see Nope together.
Yeah,
because I want to have that conversation. I don't care if it's on camera or microphones or not, but I feel like I really want to see your reaction after Nope.
Okay,
because like The Thing, it's an alien-based movie, but it's not what you expect. So that, to me, because it's so fresh in my head, unfortunately, but fortunately, gives Jordan Peele the upper advantage.
Okay.
That's it.
That works for me.
You know?
Yeah.
Are there any honorable mentions you have? Like a runner-up? Somebody that comes real close? I mean, Edgar Wright, he's done like 2. I really put myself out there on that one.
I like a lot of Cronenberg.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would be my honorable mention.
Yeah, Cronenberg. Yeah. It's a good honorable mention.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hey. Man.
Yeah.
Directors.
Yeah.
We were pretty close.
We were, yeah. I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
At your list at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I could have guessed your list.
Like, I knew for a fact Jordan Peele is your number 1.
Is that because you hear me talk about him all the time?
Yeah. But I knew it's definitely Jordan Peele.
Like, okay, but like, do you understand it, right?
Yeah,
like you respect it.
I do respect it.
I respect yours for sure.
Yeah.
And I hope that after Nope, maybe we could see where Jordan Peele falls, because unfortunately for you are only going off 2 movies of his. And you said you wish you had 2 or 3 or 4 more of his to go off of.
Yeah.
And I feel like Nope is going to be. I might be completely wrong. Like, you might think it sucks. Mm-hmm. You might think it's trash. But I would love to see your reaction of it. I mean, we did the prediction episode. Did very well.
Yeah. So Were they right at all? Or?
Were we right?
Yeah.
No, dude. We weren't even close. Like, none of our predictions were even remotely close.
Good to know.
Good to know. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, that is what it is, man. Yeah. I mean, that was sweet and to the point.
It was.
I mean, you got directors. It's hard to argue directors. It is.
Yeah, because it goes off of, like, what you...
It's a very
film.
Yeah, it's a very personal, like, movies we can go back. Obviously, you guys have heard us go back and forth on. Yeah. But directors are one of those things where you ultimately just have to respect people's opinions on them. Yeah. Everybody has their reasons for what they like, what they appreciate, and
yeah, and I enjoy Jordan Peele movies.
I don't think anybody's questioning that.
Yeah, but
just like I enjoy John Carpenter and Wes Craven.
Yeah, but they were in your list. Jordan Peele was not on my list. That was also
true.
Not even honorable mention either.
Okay, well, Kubrick. I respect Kubrick as well. All right?
Yeah, sure. Okay. That's cool.
But unfortunately, like I said, I think that the fact that you haven't seen Nope yet does play into it.
Okay.
Because I had to see it. I left you out.
You
I'm
did.
Sorry. To my movie going homie that always buys me tickets to movies, this guy's mad at you.
I mean, I'll watch it. It took me a month to watch the last episode of Stranger Things. So.
You haven't even seen Black Phone yet. We did an episode on that, so it's like...
Yeah, I don't have time to watch every movie that comes out, but I mean, I'll get to it.
We'll get to it, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely going to force you to go see...
I'm sure in 6 months I'll watch Black Phone.
No, we got to see... Fuck Black Phone. Like, you can never watch that. We'll be fine. But I definitely think that a Nope episode or like... you finally seeing it will be cool.
Yeah, I'm down. Cool.
Well, hey, thank you guys for always joining into the J Squared Horror Podcast. We have a lot of fun bringing you guys content every single week. This one was a lot of fun for us to do. Like we said, we didn't even have an opportunity to really argue, which is kind of nice for a break because it's late as shit, and we both just kind of wanted to do a fun and deep, but still informative episode on what we appreciate as horror fans.
Yeah.
Nobody's opinion's wrong. Jake may say that's different. But we would love to hear some of your guys's, even in the comments. If you just leave your all-time favorite director, let us know. We would love to see somebody's, some people's different answers and what you guys come up with as horror fans yourselves.
Yeah.
Big shout out to our supporters, Jeff Balance, who does our design work. We say it every week. I'll never get tired of saying it. Your work is amazing, man. Keep up the good work. When we hit you with ideas, you knock them out of the park. We appreciate it so much.
Yeah, we do.
Lucky Riggs. Oh, man. Music. Intro. Outro. Words can't describe how amazing they both are. We look forward to working with you more. Thank you so much for what you do. Trademark Printing, who does our t-shirts, our glassware, our prizes at Trivia Night. By the way, you guys won't be able to hear it because we release our episode after the fact of this next Trivia Night. So I'm not making that mistake again.
You almost did.
Almost did.
Whoa.
We appreciate all of you guys so much. A big shout out to some of the companies that let us do trivia. The Garage Brewery, Pale Horse Coffee. We might have some exciting other places to mention here soon. Our fans who like, who subscribe, who follow along every week, from the bottom of our hearts here at the J Squared Horror Podcast, thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We started this thing on a whim, and here we are months and months later, still bringing you guys content that we hope you enjoy. Mm-hmm. If you don't, let us know, because that would be cool.
So it's good to have feedback.
I kind of want some negative feedback.
And take constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism, because Jake will eat you alive if you try to bring out any shit that he doesn't agree with. I deal with it on a week-to-week basis. I would love for you guys to get some of that heat. Some of that.
Yeah.
Like Jake mentioned earlier on in the episode, if you guys haven't yet, like and subscribe. It's not that hard. It's clicking a button. Hit the bell. You'll get notifications from us every time we release new content. We are available on the following platforms. We are available on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast, and Apple Podcasts. Our Instagram is J Squared Horror Podcast. The link tree in the bio gives you all of the clickable links to get you to the episodes of how you would like to listen to them or watch them. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you wanted to add to the episode, buddy?
Nope.
All right. This is the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
You guys have a great week. And remember, it's hip to be squared.